coming up on Gearheads.
Dan, my wandering tuner, coming and going, sometimes it necessitates me to jump out there.
What do you think about bringing in some help?
We're talking about Dan.
My brother Jeremy's coming into town. He's kind of the wild card. He just walked in the shop and handed out $100 bills to everybody.
It's just a beast of a car.
Lucifer.
We'd like to see 200 mile an hour out of Lucifer.
Because it's evil.
To make the world's fastest street cars, it takes skill and power. Horsepower. I'm Nick Field along with my partner Rick Ford. We take perfectly good cars and turn them into one-of-a-kind machines. And staying alive in this business is like trying to keep a bonfire burning with $100 bills. This is blood, sweat, and speed all the way. We are Gearheads.
Man, everybody waiting on you?
They ain't waiting for me. They walked right by me and didn't say shit.
So one of my pet projects is the 427 SS Silverado. We're in Texas. We like our trucks. We had a guy bring in a truck back in 08. It's kind of like a dream project. He shows up with a brand new truck and he shows up with a picture that says, build this. And we did that one truck. We didn't realize how much buzz it was going to get. We did it. It was a YouTube hit. Got a lot of attention, and we eventually built several more of them. So we're in the process of building a 2014 SS, our own version.
All right, so look, we got to get on this. What's the plan?
We're gonna get the intake off of it and see if we can get a supercharger bolted on it.
Kerry's probably one of our more experienced technicians. He keeps his head focused, nothing distracts him. He just could go all day on a project. You don't have to show him very much.
Kerry has worked at some other shops that use this specialized plastic shrimp wrap to protect the customer's cars. And he pushed for it. You know, we were old school with the fender covers and the blankets.
Go a little higher.
Finally, I went ahead and tracked down and ordered the product that he wanted to protect the cars, which is good. It's very professional and it's effective.
The first thing we did on the Chevrolet truck was pull the intake off to see if I couldn't fit a supercharger up on it. There's a ton of differences between the earlier and the late model. The engine's a whole different platform.
It's stuck on that harness.
Cylinder head's a lot different.
It's stuck good too.
They no longer have fuel injection going through the manifold.
That was huge.
That was the biggest thing.
I brought you guys more presents.
What you got?
Drop kit. Kind of heavy.
I think Nick could use a hand in the front office.
What's happening? We got a nice shot of your butt.
Yeah, see that, huh?
I think he needs a personal assistant or a secretary or something like that to help him manage his time.
We can't afford a secretary. So what's going on? Something stuck?
Buy lunch every day, huh?
Sometimes you buy lunch.
They put a tie strap on the back of the intake to hold the harness. Injector harness.
We quit eating lunch.
Yeah, okay. I don't think you've missed many meals, sir.
But other than that, we're doing all right.
Sweet. We'll have a blower on it in no time.
You know what? I'm gonna go cut 2 pieces. And we're gonna lay that blower up there and see if it's high enough, huh? Mm-hmm. Be right back.
I started mocking up a supercharger on the truck. There's no kits available yet for it, so I was just gonna go ahead and manufacture my own. We were gonna have to put spacers on it to adapt between the cylinder head and the intake.
It looks like we don't have any kind of fitment issues anywhere else, or clearance should be good everywhere.
All right, be done today.
Sure. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
So Rick's got the Silverado torn down. He's got the intake off of it. So now we just got to park it and wait for parts to come in. Do it. It's tough to run the dyno and to try to run the front office. That's what I've been having to do on and off. The dyno is the heartbreaker. It's the tool around here that makes or breaks the project. It's where we do all of the testing to verify gains or to verify whether a tune is safe or how much power something makes. It's kind of the soul of the shop, where the magic happens or where the disasters happen.
That's annoying.
It's really the end result for what we do. It's just that important.
I think we blew something off, but I'm not sure.
With Dan, my wandering tuner, coming and going, sometimes it necessitates me to jump out there and knock it out.
I'm not an IT guy.
You know, he could be at a race or he could just be in bed. But, you know, 404 of the tires should be about 500. But regardless, I got to jump in there sometimes and get it done.
So you go through a bunch of sequences where it tells you to turn on the key, hit the button. Dan is our dyno manager, and he was in control of all this stuff, and he's good at it. But we've had issues, so he's gone right now.
Dan the man? Yeah.
I'd like to get him back and make my job a lot easier. A lot easier.
Just need him to get here on time.
But, you know, then I have to deal with, well, what do the other guys say about it, and is he gonna just do the same thing again, not show up for work?
That's the main issue we have with Dan, is him showing up.
The results aren't good enough.
It's super difficult because that requires a lot of focus out there.
They didn't tighten up the dyno straps enough.
And then you have someone running out the dyno saying, hey, this customer's up front asking about you. This guy's here to make a deposit on a job.
I'm gonna call him personally tomorrow.
It'll take a lot out of you.
Coming up on Gearheads.
It's a special car around here. It was the first big horsepower new Shelby that we've done in a while. We're trying to get that car to go 200.
So look, we're getting further and further behind.
It's been another car that's just a handful.
Dan.
The front one, push it all the way towards the wall.
Dan.
Perfect. Thanks, Dan.
Lucifer is Carl's 2013 GT500, 800 horsepower at the tires. It's a special car around here because it was the first big horsepower new Shelby that we'd done in a while. We're trying to get that car to go 200. And because it was so new, it's got its own little bugs to work out.
Worst case scenario, you scatter a motor, which we don't like to talk about.
It's been another car that's just a handful. Dyno works by measuring, in this case, acceleration. So there's a roller that has sensors hooked up to it.
What we're trying to do now is do a race gas tune and see if we can get it up to roughly 800 horsepower at the tires.
It measures how quickly the car accelerates that big heavy drum and then calculates horsepower from there. The dyno's like a hot rod. If it can brake, it will. You have all these systems operating at the same time and it'll frustrate the crap out of you. When you get on and then the dyno's working and then the wideband's not.
When all else fails, shut everything down. Dyno's messed up.
It can be finicky. It's got a mind of its own.
Constant upkeep. It's a lot of maintenance.
Yeah. We had a dyno manager and tuner, Dan, that was running all that stuff back there, and he wasn't showing up for work. So now it's all me.
Nice. I'll get it working, right? Well, we're making about the power we're supposed to make. We're making 785, so the problem is the dyno, not the car.
It's the most frustrating thing in the world when, you know, you're trying to take care of customers and then, you know, the dyno breaks and then everything stops and we got to call the manufacturer or diagnose problems with it.
Can I holler at you? Let's go. Wrap.
We do our powwows sometimes where it's time to just get outside the shop and go have a private conversation. Those are the times when we go out there and talk about the tough decisions.
What you got?
So look, we're getting further and further behind. What do you think about bringing in some help?
We're talking about Dan.
Unfortunately,
I mean, he wasn't right last time. You sure you're gonna be right this time?
we need help.
But first and foremost, we need perfection. I mean, you're gonna have time to babysit him.
You remember why we got rid of him, right?
Late all the time, just the whole diva attitude.
You just need to explain to the guys why he's back. You know, shows up at lunchtime. It's not okay for anyone else to show up at lunchtime.
I got that part under control, and if you need some help back on the dyno, let me know.
All right, so I'm gonna give him a call and see if he's willing to come help us.
got the mile coming up, and I need some help.
I agree with you.
Okay.
Dan? Yeah, he kind of makes his own schedule.
When you've had the same conversation with Dan about being on time and getting to work when everyone else does, because sometimes you have to come up with creative ways to try and ram it home, not just for their sake, but for my own sanity. I look up quotes about timeliness and punctuality and that kind of thing. He that rises late must trot all day.
So trot.
Benjamin Franklin said that. Kind of humorous, but straight to the point. You know, I felt like I had to share it.
Sorry.
I want a hug.
So Dan's back helping me out, which I'm glad to have him, believe me. The first thing that we're gonna try to get done is a brand new Raptor and Supercharger that I really need help on.
As a tuner, I'm changing fuel, timing. On the newer cars, there's a lot of drive-by-wire and torque control that you have to fix, making sure that it's not detonating, not too lean, make sure that the motor stays together.
I like Dan. I get along with Dan pretty well. I can deal with a lot of his shortcomings to end up with that perfect product at the end of the day.
Right now, it's picked up 20 horsepower from where it was when it should.
Do I think Dan's going to show up consistently? No, but you know, it's kind of like, it's kind of like an artist.
To be a good tuner, you have to know what you're doing as far as the computer, but you also have to be able to feel what it's doing.
You gotta let these people do their own thing sometimes, and it's kind of unpredictable.
Yeah, I'm here at least.
Coming up on Gearheads.
My brother Jeremy's coming into town from Saudi. It's kind of like a silent partner in Fastlane.
He makes really good wine in the bathtub, too.
My brother Jeremy's coming into town from Saudi. He's a big part of the shop, too. He's even got customers in Saudi that he deals with. So he's coming in today. We're going to the airport to pick him up.
We're heading to Bush Intercontinental Airport to pick up my older brother, Jeremy.
We've got a few customers in Saudi and Dubai and Bahrain. Those guys are crazy about hot rods. They love the truck stuff that we do, and they're really cool to work with.
He hasn't been back in probably 6 months, so looking forward to spending a couple weeks with him, and we'll do a bunch of car stuff and get it all out of his system before he goes back to Saudi Arabia, as we affectionately call it, the sandbox.
So having Jeremy over there is like an added bonus because he's making a living.
He's there working, making big money.
But the other day, there was a new shop that needed some parts that was right around the corner from where he is in Riyadh. So I can send him over there to meet those guys, and they all love him. They love Americans, and even though he doesn't really know that much about cars, he can kind of BS his way through it.
That's what this is. This is the racing coach.
It gives him something to do, too.
Yeah. Keeps him entertained. He's not drinking Siddiqui.
He makes really good wine in the bathtub, too.
Yo. You on the ground?
Looking forward to getting him back around the shop to help us out.
Terminal D pickup.
Okay, all right. I'm on my way already. I'll see you in a few.
Okay.
All right, bye.
He's kind of the wild card, so like a couple times when he showed up, you know, he doesn't like to fly these 18, 20-hour flights.
You don't have to make excuses.
So like, he'll medicate himself.
VIP, limo parking. See, it's a limo.
So like, you know, one time he showed up at the shop, and he just walked in the shop and handed out $100 bills to everybody. So like, he just walked through handing out $100, and the guys love him. He's kind of a wild card in that sense, but we all love him to death.
Good to see you.
Good to be home. That was a dog and pony show if I ever seen one, man. Long haul.
Jeremy is a telecommunications and satellite specialist. He works for a company in Saudi that works with a big telecom.
So tell me about what you've seen lately in the Saudi car scene.
Jeremy, because he's helped bankroll some projects.
PA's got, Prince Ahmed has his Mustang.
And we know that if we get jammed up, we can always turn to him for help.
Those guys will all be racing for bragging rights starting another 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, we just sent PA a new transmission.
Okay. He's very skilled at what he does.
Is the camera on?
Cameras are always on.
And he's done well enough to where he's kind of like a silent partner in Fastlane. So Carl lives in Victoria, which is about an hour and a half from Houston.
So we got 12,000 wrapped up at this point.
He's an electrical contractor. We had a CNC machine going in. He came in and wired it up for us and helped us out with that. So we became fast friends.
All right, so we'll load up the street tires in the back of the truck too. That way if you want to change them out, you can.
And we're going to do the drag tires at the mile.
Texas Mile is an event that's really popular around here.
Trying to decide on getting a rap guy to do some cool numbers.
It's something else for the car guys around here to do.
Oh, for the mile?
Yeah.
Besides just the drag racing and the road racing.
It needs some color, I think.
Oh, you think?
We like to run the cars. I like to drive. With Carl's Lucifer, he can drive. He can probably drive it just as well as I can, but we go out there and try to see if we can get that number out of it between us.
I'm going to proudly wear that 200-mile-an-hour shirt, even if you get there in it.
What makes a lot of our customers happy is seeing their car go fast.
That's the idea. Let's go faster.
And that's the end result.
Coming up on Gearheads.
Texas Mile is top speed racing.
Ready to burn some rubber?
We'd like to see 200 mile an hour out of Lucifer.
Lucifer. Why? Because it's evil.
It fail safe 3 times before I hit the starting line. Texas Mile is top speed racing. You're on an airstrip from a dead stop as fast as you can in a mile. It's kind of a unique event.
There's a lot of money at the Texas Mile. Some of the rarest cars in the world are out there. I mean, everything from Lamborghinis to Ford GTs. It's a really, really, really cool place.
So when you're going that fast, there's a lot of safety, even beyond just what to do with the car, but where you need to be and how fast you're supposed to go in the pits. So the mile does a safety meeting.
Just follow the car in front of you. You're going to do a little snake line around until you get up to the burnout box. I will let 2 crew members go with you if needed.
You're crossing active runways, which can be a little bit hairy, and so they cover all that in the meeting.
Dude, I love it. I love it.
Your fine tuning takes place out at the mile. You might make a couple test hits to get all your tuning right, your data right.
We're getting ready.
We use race gas, which is a higher octane level than your normal 93 octane out of a pump.
Got it in there?
It keeps the cylinder a little bit cooler, so you don't have all that detonation.
So we're gonna go ahead and take out old Lucifer here.
We'd like to see 200 mile an hour out of Lucifer.
Lucifer.
It should do it. Made all the horsepower, all the suspensions on it, good tires.
Why? Because it's evil.
It should be pretty good.
Yeah, it's gone 190 before. Obviously, all of us want to see it step up.
I'm very excited. 4 more cars. See what it does. 200 or not.
Always nervous, but it's exciting.
Dano.
We just fail safe?
Yeah.
So got the car up to the area that's before the starting line, and the car started to fail safe.
Hey.
Yo.
It can only be the data log. Kill the data log.
Failsafe is whenever the computer system in a car realizes that maybe like the front wheels aren't turning, but the back ones are.
Tell the data log.
It could be from different air pressures inside the motor, from the sensors in the exhaust system reading the wrong air-fuel mixture.
Just go out there to 200 and call it good, huh?
You can't over-rev the motor, you can't overspeed the motor.
Well, the car wasn't happy. So I was nervous, I got up there. And the car only went 140 miles an hour, so went ahead and decided to get back in and start making some changes and fix it. Dan's a critical part when we go out racing.
It can fail safe 3 times before I hit the starting line.
It's hard to do it without him.
Go through that real quick and make sure it's the right vehicle selected.
It is.
Okay.
We're always going to have problems when we're out there. It never goes smooth. Something has to get changed. So we need somebody that can make those adjustments on the fly.
Dan is very good out at the racetrack. He's a really good extra set of hands. I mean, he shines out at the racetrack.
Our second run wasn't much better. You know, we got the car out there and went a little bit faster, but it was still, frankly, embarrassing.
So third run, computer system, everything went fine. Car went a little bit faster, but not as fast as it could. We missed 5th gear. We had a little driver error.
I like how you said we.
Not car.
Kind of snake bit today.
Lucifer did okay at the mile. I'm not happy about it. I felt like I could have been a bigger part of the success for Carl and for the car. But Dan and Rick, the guys, did well at getting the car out there. You know, this one's all me.
I'm gonna have to look into see if there's a driving course for the Texas Mile.
There's a drinking course for the Texas Mile.